Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to this month's hop for the paper crafting YouTubers on Facebook. And this month's theme is out and about. So I have a photo here of my son, my granddaughter, and two of her cousins, and they are out and about. They're a few states away in that photo. I am using the Under the Sea die from Amazon and the Arts by Marlene's Fishnet. And then I'm going to use my little tiny alphas by Memory Box. The rest of this is Simple Stories. Um, Safe Travels, that's what it is. And it was from Peachy Cheap, so I do not have no 12 by 12. I do have the 8 by 6 here, so I'm going to use two of those pieces of paper. And see that bottom one, it's got little polka dots on it. Kind of reminded me of bubbles underwater. It may not you, but it reminded me of them. So I am going to make a scene on that piece of paper. This other paper, it has little arrows all over it, and I am going to put my title there. I cut out two of the Art by Marlene fishnets, and I'm going to put one on each of those 6 by 8 papers. And I did forget. I could have done it a little sooner. It was a good thing that I remembered, though, even though it was a little bit late. But it would have been good to put it before I put the photo on there. I'm going to use part of the foam stickers for my title. So the getaway's there, and I was thinking, what can I make to go with these words on these foam things? I have done a couple of layouts already with this collection, mini collection. However, I have not used any of the foam till today, and I was trying to figure out how to work it in the title. So since they are in the mouth of a giant shark, I thought I would use my mini varsity, and so my title is Let's Get Away and Have Dinner with a Shark. And I see that little piece of paper up there. That is from Echo Park, All Boy. And I am going to cut 3 sharks out of there. I thought at first I'd cut 2, looking at my little scene there and where they'd fit. And then I decided I could use one more. And this was one of those times where I kind of got lucky and everything was already cut out. And a couple of the pieces of paper, well, that had cutouts on it, I am not going to use because they kind of sort of don't match. But they already had some gold glitter on there, so I'm using some gold. Well, platinum. They are not gold. Platinum stickles, and putting them on all the pieces. But the pieces were already cut out and had that on there, except for the one that I went ahead and cut out today, and that's the one right next to the photo, I believe. And I cut them out twice. I cut them out in green, and then I cut the bottom part out in pink. And I did add stickles to that one before I started the layout, so it'd have time to dry, because it does take a few minutes. And there were enough of the seashells to tuck them here and there. And I don't think I touched this die set in probably a year. I'm pretty sure it's probably a year, and I did a one, and I think I used Simple Storage Vintage, the one for the seaside. I can't remember what the name of it is. I think that's what I used on it instead of this one. But this one was a travel one, and at first I thought I'd do a travel picture when I brought it out, which this one is because they are at Gulf Shores. But I decided I had to go ahead and add that cute little die set. And like I said, when I opened that up and had so many already die cut, I was pretty happy. Uh, and here's where I'm fussy cutting those sharks. I want to say whales. That's every time I use that paper with those sharks on there, I want to say whales, which I may before the video's over. But they are cute because they do have smiles. Um, I think I'm adding foam tape to a couple of. No, I'm still on the. Oh, I almost said whales to the shark. My mind was thinking whale, but I caught myself and stopped myself before I did it. Um, there was also some little bubbles in there, and I'm just going to kind of scatter them in there. And think, oh, I do have some more to add to my little title paper there. And they're like, what I'm going to use is laying in that tray. I am not going to use all those words. Those words were already put on blue. It's a very dark blue cardstock, and they were already on there because they are those simple story sticker ones, and they're pretty thin. And so I put them on there so I can add foam tape if I want, and if not, I can just put on the layout. And if I need to move it, it's a whole lot easier to move if it's not that really thin paper. That sticker, of course, is really thin. So I cut the camera off, and I did put white cardstock behind them, so they were a little sturdier. But I cut the camera off, put foam tape on it so it'd be raised up above it, and then it says, "Let's do it all." And I'm going to put one more little one down there in the bottom, and it just says "Good Times." I did put that foam arrow there because it matched the paper over on the right, and it bring a little more of those colors over to the left. I was looking at this white on the corners, it just looked way too white for my layout. So I'm using some broken china and just inking it. And I will decide by the time I'm done inking the top area that I want some splatters too. So I will pull out a brush and a spray bottle and add them in a minute. I got a smaller brush out because I wanted smaller splatters, and when I'm doing the splatters, I get the round brush for watercolors because it seems to hold the water color that's, got all the water in it. I don't know exactly what I want to say there, but anyway, it holds it better so that you can splatter a little more and still have the small splatters with your brush. Now, I'm going to add a few on the actual ephemera and stuff, and when I was just about done, I got to thinking I'd like to put a little more on my die cuts. So I'm adding some of that to the die cuts and to the little sharks also. And I wasn't sure I was gonna like it or not when I got done and it dried. But looking at it now, I really like it. So I'm glad I went ahead and did it. But I do think I'm about done with the layout. And so I want to make sure you know that down there below will be the list of everybody that is doing this hop and that's got the theme out and about. And they can use it any way they want to use it. So mine was out and about in a shark's mouth because, yeah, he is a shark. My son's 6'4", and so you can tell that opening is pretty good size. And he's got the little girls there. I think he had them quite a bit during that vacation. They all wanted to be together, and Hope wanted to be with him. So yeah, they were all together a lot on that vacation. But if you leave a comment down there below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so very much. And don't forget that this coming Thursday is Punched Out Thursday, and I will be using my punches and my dies and making a couple of punch art things. But have a happy scrappy week. Have fun on the hop. Bye.